Standardized tests do not measure someone's cognitive abilities. They just can't. It's just a question and then four choices. And when you think cognitive abilities, you think of someone's ability to, critical thinking and inferring from things and compare, contrast, stuff like that. And some of those things you might be able to do in a multiple choice test, but not all of them. And I think that also when you know one of those four choices or five choices, however many there are, is the correct answer, it's a lot. You don't need to use critical thinking or some other skills as much because you know the answer is there. And in life, you also have to realize that the answer, there's not always one right answer and everything else is wrong. It depends on the situation and the people and lots of different things, I think. Also, a lot of people might just guess on the test if they don't know the answer and everything, and that just doesn't really show their cognitive abilities. And I think that especially when you get a job and everything, I know the students right now are in school and they're just taking these tests, but what about when you're in the real world? The real world is not just a, multiple choice test kind of thing, like you can do this, 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 or this, one of them's the right answer and stuff like I said, That's not how our jobs are going to be or anything. It's you're just given a situation and you have to be able to think, critically assess it on your own and think about what is the proper action to take in that moment. According to a article I found about do standardized tests measure general cognitive skills, a way that they could make a test that would measure everyone's cognitive skills would be using the concept of zone of proximal development. And the technique would present students with gradually more explicit cues for performing a task. The initial hints would be very general, but then it would become more specific, with the last hint actually being like exactly what you need to do. And I think, and then the results would be based on how many hints you needed to figure out what you needed to do. And I think that's a great way to try it, because there might be one way to do it, and then someone else thinks of another way to do it and stuff. And I think that's a great way to see, like, oh, these people are critically thinking and figuring things out. They're not just looking at these four answers and, choosing one that they think is the best answer. And I just think that if we did that instead of just the multiple choice, that people would be more successful in life. Because right now all the kids know how to do is take a multiple choice test. They don't know how to critically think and figure out problems for themselves in the world.